Hello everybody, today I'm going to be making a video of my video game collection. This is only going to be focusing on the retro games. I do have my Wii and GameCube games downstairs on the flat screen TV, but up here in my room I have my older systems on the tube TV. So I wanted to show you guys my new and improved collection and the new setup I have. It's not downstairs anymore, it's now up in my room, so let's get started. So here's the setup in the corner. I've got two TVs. This is the main TV right here. This TV used to be up in the guest room, but took this one out and put it down here. We're probably going to put another TV upstairs. Probably going to be a flat screen, but not 100% sure. Got a big Mario figure on top of it. Works really well. I'll show you in back there real quick. There's a lot of cords running through there. We've got two surge protectors right there for all the different stuff. Here's the other TV. Much smaller. It's a little yellowed out. This one I found at a yard sale just yesterday, along with a whole bag of VHS tapes for only $5. I plan on selling the VHS tapes on eBay, but this TV I put up in my room. This TV was a little busy with the Nintendo systems, the N64, the Super NES, and the NES, so I hooked up the Atari to this TV. The Atari is on the coaxial in the back, and then, as you can see, there's a VCR hooked up to this TV, so I can watch DVDs and VHS tapes on it. Those are the Super NES and N64's RCAs, which hook into this cable box, and the NES is on a coax, which hooks into the back, and there's a box that has the coax coming from the VCR to hook into all that as well. It's easier done than said, to say the least. So there it all is. I'll probably end up getting a table or something to put this TV on. Over here is where we have all the games. So I'll show you here real quick. In here I have a third surge protector. I'll probably need it at some point. Got extra controllers. Got another NES controller, another Super NES controller, and a handful of N64 controllers in case I have some friends coming over to do multiplayer. Here's an NES Power Set box. This was the box that my parents bought when they first got the NES. We've got the NES itself, two controllers, the Zapper, Super Mario Duck Hunt Track Meet Combo Cart, and the Power Pad. The styrofoam and everything is still in there. The only thing not in there is the parts themselves. They're all elsewhere. Then over here we have some accessories. We have the NES Power Pad all folded up, and on top of it we have the Super NES mouse and mouse pad for Mario Paint. The only thing unaccounted for is the Zapper. I think it's somewhere in my attic. We had it when the NES was hooked up to this TV up in the guest room, but it got... I don't know where it is. I'll find it eventually. And if not, getting a replacement shouldn't be too pricey. Okay, so over here is my entire gaming shelf. Have that light on so you guys can see it a little better. So up here on top we've got two Game Boys, Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance SP. I'm working on collecting all the Game Boy variations, but these are the only two I have so far. A DSi, I've had this for a very long time. I think it'll be 6 years this Christmas. As you can see, I've plastered it in stickers of my initials and of fish. This thing is wearing down. The buttons are wearing. It's a little broken from me rage quitting, but it still works. So hopefully it'll hold out longer. Over here we have two controller video game consoles. These I've had ever since I was like 5 years old. One of them is a Scooby-Doo game, and another one is a bunch of retro games. The retro game includes a bunch of Pac-Man games, also a rendition of Galaga, Dig Dug, and this Rally X game. The Scooby-Doo one just has a bunch of Scooby-Doo games, a car racing game, one where you explore a castle, one where you explore a dungeon, etc. And they're more or less Atari 2600's controllers. They have control sticks and an action button, and I think they have on and off and reset buttons on them as well, because they're the controllers and the consoles. Then on the top shelf we have Atari 2600 games. I'm not going to name them all because that would take too long. Just going to breeze through them so you guys can see them. Right here we have the NES old 72-pin connector. About a year ago I swapped out the 72-pin connector because the NES was wearing down. And then right here we have my boxed games, small handful. First boxed game is Mario Party Advance. The box is in pristine condition. I believe I got this for Christmas 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. This is my only boxed Game Boy Advance game, and it is in very good condition. The game and manual is in the box, of course. Next up, Mario Party 2 on N64. This box, as you can see, is in critically bad condition. Both of the end flaps are missing, and it has some pretty bad tears on the back. I'll probably end up replacing this box at some point, whether it's with one of those newer snap-open boxes or an original. The manual is in relatively good condition, and the game is in perfect condition. Next up is Paperboy on NES. Has a lot of tape up here. I guess they've taped the box closed and open again, the previous owners. This was about $25 at my local video game store. The game and manual and sleeve is all in there. And then we have Surround on the Atari 2600. This was $10 at my local gaming store. The box is in almost mint condition. It does have a few scratches around the edges. The game and manual is in there, and it's a good thing because the game is missing its end label, so yeah, it's a good thing I have the box to identify it. Then on the next shelf we have NES games. Once again, I'm not going to name them because that would take too long. I'm just going to breeze through them. So I have one unlicensed NES game, this one right here, and then 2 reproduction carts, Super Mario Bros. 2 Japanese exclusive version being one of which, or Mario 2 Japan, Mario 2 The Lost Levels, whatever you call it. And then on the next shelf we have Super NES and N64. Here's Super NES. And here's N64. Unfortunately, you guys can't tell what games they are because there's no freaking end labels, so I guess I'll have to pull each one of them out. Pulled that one out twice. There you go. So those are all my N64 games. And I have 2 NES sleeves right there. I believe those originally belonged to the Super Mario Duck Hunt Track Meet Combo Cart and Rescue. Once I run out of room on this shelf, I'll probably put those games back in their respected sleeves down on this shelf. Going down to the next shelf, we've got DS games, PlayStation 2 games, and some instruction manuals. So here are the DS games. These are all the DS games I have the box for, that is. A few of them I did buy cart only, aka loose. Oh, and I forgot 3DS games. Those are my only 3DS games, by the way. And I have 6 PlayStation 2 games, as you can see right here. I found these at a yard sale. They were only about, I think, $20 for all these games. That's actually probably how much they're worth in real, like anywhere else, but nevertheless, I got them. Then right here we have a couple instruction manuals. We have Mario Party 3. My friend gave me this one. Mario Party 5, don't remember where I got this. And the last one is Wii Sports Resort. Don't remember where I got that one either. Then down here on the bottom shelf, we've got rubbing alcohol for cleaning out the games. Q-tips, also a necessity for cleaning out the games. that thing is used as, that's the tool you would use to screw in the screws or bolts, whatever you call them, to assemble the shelf. So I decided to keep that handy just in case I ever need to disassemble or reassemble this shelf. Then in this bag right here, we've got all my loose games. Dump them out for you real quick. So we've got 2 Game Boy games. We've got Super Mario Land and Tetris. Then we've got the majority of my Game Boy Advance games. We've got 6 of them. Here they all are. And then 2 loose DS games. So these are all my loose handheld games. So yeah, there you go. Those are all the games in my collection, with the exception of GameCube and Wii, which are downstairs. I only have 11 of each, and I don't actually have a GameCube. I have a Wii with GameCube memory cards and controllers. My GameCube is at my grandma's house. I took it up there so I'd have something to do when I go up there. But anyways, that is just about it. This is my gaming collection and the new setup up here in my room. And I probably will be making more updates and videos revolving around this topic in the future. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. The Russian Fazbear, out.